Hello rail fans, and welcome to another French Fried Trains Minecraft locomotive tutorial. Today, we're going to be building this high hood BNSF GP9 locomotive. We haven't done a high hood in a while, and I wanted to do something that was a high hood. So let's get right into it here. As usual, I'm going to be building this on the front of the train we already have. So our first step is to take out a dark oak stair to be the coupler. Get that connected up, and underneath it, we put a dark oak fence gate to be the air hose. Come up here, and on the locomotive we already have, delete the first two fence gates. Replace them with dark oak fence and extend them out to be connected air hoses. Then we switch to a polished black stone stair on the next block down on the rails. And we need to get them facing this way, delete the ones you use for placement. And we're going to bring those 5 across to each side of the rails here. On the next level up, we're going to put a polished black stone block in the middle and upside down forward facing stairs coming out to each side, so it's 5 wide. Above that, we're going to put a temporary block because we need this level to be all upside down forward facing stairs as well. So delete your temporary block and replace it with a forward facing stair here, and bring forward facing stairs 5 across. Now come around behind it with polished black stone block, and we're going to make this T-shaped pattern. Then we put end rods down on bottom above each rail. Then a 5x3 of polished black stone blocks coming out on each side to the sides of the rails here. Now switch to a polished black stone slab for the stairs. And on each of these 3 blocks on the bottom hitbox coming up, put a slab to be the stairs to get up on the locomotive. Same thing on this side. Now we have to do our wheels. So go ahead and take out a block of netherite to be the wheels, and come around behind here. We need to leave a 1 block gap of space, and then get netherite on each rail with an end rod for the axle. Then we're going to switch to a polished black stone block, and we're going to skip a block, and we're going to make a line of 5 polished black stone blocks coming across the rails. Then this way, upside down stairs facing here, spin around on this side, upside down stairs facing here. And in all actuality here, we're going to knock out these end blocks of black stone and replace them with slabs on the bottom hitbox on each side. Then we come around behind this, and another set of netherite wheels with an end rod axle. Then take out dark oak fence gates and open them into the ends of the wheels. Same thing on this side. Dark oak fence gate open into the ends of the wheels here. Now switch back to a polished black stone block, and on the second block up, we're going to fill in this middle 3 above here, coming down to the end of the truck. And right above where those fence gates are. And then 1 more row of 3 out. Underneath that, another row of 3 on the bottom. On this bottom block, we're going to place upside down, outward facing, polished black stone stairs, and we're going to come down in a row of 10. Once we have 10, we put 3 blocks across here, and then same thing on this side. We connect upside down, outward facing stairs in a row of 10 back up to this bottom block on the front to frame in the fuel tank. Then we can switch back to polished black stone blocks and bring this middle 3 on top down to cover the fuel tank, right down to where the end of the fuel tank is here. Come down on the bottom in front of the fuel tank and place a string in each of the 3 gaps between the rails. Then we're going to switch to anvils, crouch, and place a row of 5 anvils coming across, and then a second row of 5 anvils. These will be the air tanks. Now we're going to go ahead and build our next set of wheels. So skipping a block back, get a block of netherite on each rail with an end rod axle. Then we need to get a row of 3 polished black stone blocks skipped 1 block forward in the middle. Upside down stairs facing this way in a row of 5 on this end, and upside down stairs facing this way in a row of 5 on this end. Then polished black stone slab goes on the bottom hitbox on the middle of each outside edge here. So 1 there and 1 there. Then another set of netherite wheels with an end rod axle. Switch to a dark oak fence gate here, and we open dark oak fences into the ends of the wheels here and into the ends of the wheels on this side. Now back to polished black stone block, and we continue filling in this middle 3 on top, coming all the way down above these fence gates on this end here. In front of that, we need a 5x3 coming across to each side of the rails. In front of that, we make this T-shaped pattern, and we put an end rod down on bottom above each rail. Then switch to polished black stone stairs, right side up, coming across in a row of 5 like this. On the next block up, one in the middle, and upside down stairs in a row of 5 coming across to each side. Then the third layer is another upside down forward facing stair coming across by 5. And I got confused here. I extended it out 1 block too far on the side, so I had to delete this extra row. Then we switch to polished black stone slabs and put 3 slabs coming up in the gap to be the stairs on the bottom hitbox of all 3 of these blocks on each side. Now we're going to come back in with our polished black stone block, and we're going to fill in the top of the fuel tank here. So come along the side of the locomotive, and above all these stairs, fill it in with blocks end to end. Same thing on this other side. Fill it in with blocks end to end here. Now we're going to take out a flare head to be our fuel cap, and I'm going to go ahead and use a wither skull for this one. And we're going to come down on the end of the fuel tank that's by the anvils, put a player head and a crimson button. Same thing on this side, a player head and a crimson button. Then switch to black stone slabs and run them across here, going from wheel to wheel. Same thing on this truck. Above each wheel, going from wheel to wheel, a row of polished black stone slabs. Same thing here. And one more corner to go. Same thing across here. Then we're going to take out a grindstone, and we're going to come underneath, and everywhere there's a wheel, we're going to hang an upside down grindstone in front of it. So grindstone here, and we come over and do the other side. So one in front of this wheel, one here, and then one more corner to go here. One in front of this wheel, and one in front of this wheel. Now we take a chain and put one up in this corner, and then back here we'll have to spin around to do it, and we'll bring 3 chains coming across from that fuel tank here. Then we move down to this end, a chain in this gap, and a chain in this gap by the forge. Then we do the other side, a chain up here, and then a chain in this gap. Then we come back down here and put 3 chains coming across, and then a chain in this corner. Now we need to do the coupler on this end, so come in with a dark oak stair and stack it up till it's on that second block up. Delete the ones used for placement. Underneath, we're going to put a dark oak fence gate for an air hose, and then swing around like this into each side of the coupler. We put 2 dark oak fence gates on each side and open them into the plow. Now we're going to come around on top here and take out yellow concrete, and on this third block up, we're going to fill it in 5 wide all the way from end to end. Now we're going to start framing in the actual locomotive body. So take out orange concrete and come on the end, 2 blocks in on the middle, put 1 orange concrete. Same thing down on this end, 2 blocks in on the middle, 1 orange concrete. The front will be the side with the fuel tank, the side with the air tanks will be the back. So now we're going to take out green concrete, and we're going to come up on the front here, and we're going to extend a row of green concrete coming back by 3 on each side. Then we're going to go to the outside edge and make a row of 4 green concrete. Same thing over here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we come back in by one on each side, and we bring green concrete all the way down to the other end of the locomotive. If you don't like the green, you could also use black. BNSF used very dark green paint on these. I'm using the green concrete for mine. And extend that out till it's kitty corner with the orange block on the other end. Now come on the front end here with the short hood side with orange concrete. In the middle, extend it up by another 2 orange concrete. This whole side gets extended up by 2 orange. Then we have a 2x3 here, and we leave a block gap there. Then we're going to extend these corners up by 3 orange concrete on all 4 corners of the cab. 2 orange concrete goes on the bottom in the middle. Then coal to be the locomotive numbers. Then light blue stained glass panes for the windows. Now we're going to come above this screen and we're going to extend everything up by a row of 2 orange concrete, going all the way down to the other end of the locomotive and coming all the way back up the other side. We leave a 1 block gap behind the cab there for a door, and we're actually going to put 1 orange concrete in both of those door gaps and raise it up by 1. Now we're going to switch to yellow concrete, and we're going to bring this down and around all the way to the end of the locomotive and back up to the cab. Then we're going to come up on the nose here and put yellow concrete around on top of this orange concrete here. Now take smooth red sandstone stairs and put them above these windows in a row of 4 facing outward. Same thing on this side, outward facing stairs in a row of 4. Now we can fill in the roof of this cab with orange concrete here in a 3x4. And then, because the curvature of the cab roof actually comes above the rest of the locomotive roof line, we're going to take out smooth red sandstone slabs and we're going to fill it in with slabs above that. Now, we can go back to our green concrete, or black if you're using black instead of green. We'll start on the short hood side here. So take out the concrete, and we're going to fill in this top middle 3 in a 3x3 here, and then 1 on that middle. Behind the cab here, we're going to put a row of 5 polished basalt, making sure that the pattern on them is going vertically. We'll have to do the same thing here, but because of that door gap, we'll have to put a temporary block underneath it to get the pattern correct. And then delete that temporary block. Then we can switch to green concrete and fill in the middle there. Now we're going to swing down to the rear end with green concrete and put 1 green concrete on each of the rear 3 blocks. Then switch to bedrock and bring it forward by 5. Same thing on the other side, a row of 5 bedrock. Then back to green concrete, go ahead and fill in this middle here, and we can go ahead and fill in all the rest of the top with our green concrete, or black if you're using black on your locomotive. So our basic locomotive shape is done here, and we should be looking something like this. And we're actually going to come in on this back and extend the bedrock forward on each side by 1 more block. Then skip 1 block in the middle from the end and make this plus shape. Skip another block and another plus shape for the 2 fans. Now come directly in the middle behind the cab and make another plus shape here for the fan and another one. There's 2 dynamic brake fans up here. Now punch out the middle of all these fans here and replace them with bedrock. Same thing on these 2 fans back here. Punch out the middle and put bedrock in there. Above that in the middle, we're going to put a trapdoor to be the fans. Same thing up here, a trapdoor in each fan. Behind this fan on front, we put a sideways fence gate like that for a horn. And then we come up here on the front, and we're going to put 1 back from the middle and open back-to-back fence gates for a second horn. A lot of these old GP7s and GP9s had 2 sets of horns. And I don't know if it's true for this particular locomotive, but on the GP7 I toured, they said 1 horn was louder for use out in the country and 1 horn was quieter for use in the city. Now we're going to come on the top back with green carpet and fill in anywhere we haven't built anything around these fans with green carpet. We'll stop right here for now because we have to do the exhausts. This has dual exhausts and we're going to use flower pots for them. So we're going to put one right in front of that horn in the middle and one right in front of this fan in the middle. Then we can switch back to our green carpet and continue it up the roof line. Anywhere nothing is built, we put green carpet. Or black carpet if you use black instead of green. And then same thing up here on the front, just around this horn with green carpet. Now we come down on this side under the cab, delete this chain, and put the bell there. I'm not sure if that's accurate. I couldn't find good enough pictures to see where the bell's at on this one, so I'm putting it there. Then we switch to iron bars on this front side, raise it up by 4, and then over 2, and up 2. Skip a gap, make a 2x2 on this side, and then bring it out and connect it down to the bottom of the stairs to be the handrails. Then we come up by 4 here, and same thing on this side, up by 4. Switch to green concrete and make a line of 3 in front of that door there, and then 1 orange so it goes up to the door. On the other side of the cab, extend it out by 2. Same thing here, 3 green here, 2 green here, and an orange coming up to the door. Now back to iron bars here. Extend this one up another 1 and bring it over to connect up with the cab. Up here, we start our bars off on the level of the door. We come over 2, then down 1, then over 1, and then down 1 again. Then I had to go up there and correct my mistake real quick, and then we just bring this down all the way to the other end of the locomotive. When we get to the back, we connect this down to the bottom of these stairs, and then we start here, we come up 4, and then over 2, and up by 2, skip the middle, and a 2x2 here, and then we bring that over and connect it to the bottom of the stairs here. Then here, we come up by 4, and then we bring that forward to the front of the locomotive. When we get in front of this green concrete, we come up by 1, and then bring that over to connect to the cab. Then on this corner, we got to bring it up by 1, then over 2, then up 1, and then over 2 to connect. Then come up on the nose here, because there's a little logo on the front end and back end. And we're going to use green wool for this, or black wool if you use black. So we need to knock out this middle. On the second block up, green wool, and then orange concrete. We'll do the same thing on this end. On the second block up, green wool, and then orange concrete. Down in this left corner, knock out this block and replace it with green wool. Come around and we'll do the same thing here. On this left corner, we'll knock out this block and replace it with green wool. Now we're going to take out item frames for the headlights and 2 item frames in the top 2 of the middle, and then glowstone on the item frame to be the headlight. Now we're going to take out a spruce sign to be our number boards here. And down, 1 block down on each side on that yellow concrete, we put our sign with our locomotive number. Same thing on the other side here. Once we have those, we switch to a ladder and run a ladder up the left-hand side here. Then, if you want ditch lights, put item frames down on these bars with glowstone for the ditch lights. Then, we're going to come and do the same thing on this end. So, we take out item frames, 2 of them with glowstone for the headlights, spruce signs with your locomotive number on each side on the yellow concrete. Then we run a ladder up the left-hand side, and then 2 item frames down here with glowstone if you want ditch lights on this end. Now take out green carpet, and everywhere on this end where nothing's built, fill it with green carpet. Then we're going to start taking the carpet down the walkway up this side of the locomotive here, and bring it all the way forward. We'll put it up on this stair as well. Come up here, green carpet on the stairs, and then same thing everywhere on the front nothing's built, fill with green carpet. Then up on these stairs, then on these stairs, and bring this all the way down the other side, down the walkway, to the back of the locomotive on this side. Now we need to make some letter banners. So take out a loom, place it down, and come into the loom here. We're going to use an orange banner and green dye. We put a vertical on the left, horizontal on top, horizontal on bottom, vertical on the right, horizontal in the middle. New banner. Vertical on the left, vertical on the right, and a diagonal. New banner. Diagonal, horizontal on top, horizontal on bottom. New banner. Vertical on the left, horizontal on top, horizontal in the middle. Then we switch to orange dye, and we put an orange border around all these letter banners that we just made. Now we can go ahead and place our lettering on the side of the locomotive here. And it's actually more towards the back on this one. So I'm going to skip one forward from the rear and spell out BNSF. But to make the placement look correct, I'm going to leave a block of space in between each of the banners. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So one block back from the back of the locomotive, and we just leave a block of space between each of the letters. Now we have to do one more banner for the windows, so go ahead and come back into the loom with an orange banner and light blue dye. Make the top half blue, then switch to orange dye and put a border around it. This will be our windows. Then we'll come up here on the cab of the locomotive, put a window banner here, a window banner here, swing around on this side, a window banner there, and a window banner there. Then we gotta put in our doors here. So I'm going in and I'm gonna use a jungle door for this one. Put a door in this gap, swing around, and put a door in this gap. Now we'll do the interior. So go ahead and come in the front to the locomotive interior here. We're going to take out a smooth stone block to be the floor, and at the level of the door, fill everything in with smooth stone block. The good thing about a high hood is you don't have to build stairs, so you can add slightly more things inside the interior. So just fill this all in, even back by that door. In the back here, we're going to put a sideways blast furnace and a glowstone to light it up. In the very front here, we're going to place an end portal for a toilet with a door. Then we'll put a block in the middle to be the actual control stand. We can put an item frame up here with a compass for a gauge for the engineer and one on that control stand as well. Then a lever on top of that block and a lever in front for the engineer. Swing around and we put 2 stairs to be seats. Now our interior's done. Now we're going to add some vent detailing on the outside. So take out a trap door and come down to the rear of the locomotive. And on these 2 orange in front of the letters, close 2 trap doors to be a vent. The same thing on the other side. So on the end here, 2 trap doors closed into the orange concrete. Now we're going to use ladders for some more vents on the side of the locomotive. Come up behind the cab here, and 2 blocks back from the cab, we make a row of 2 ladders. Skip a block and another row. Then we skip 2 blocks, and we make a 2x3 of ladders to be vents. We do the same thing over on the other side here. So, 2 blocks back from the cab, 1 row, skip a block, 1 row, skip 2 blocks, and 3 rows. Now we have our side vent details. And there we have it, folks. We've completed this BNSF early paint scheme GP9 high hood locomotive. I hope you've enjoyed making this locomotive as much as I did. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And everyone have a great week. Stay safe out there.